Hi, I'm Representative Michael Dembrow, House District 45. That's Northeast Portland to Parkrose, the City of Maywood Park to the Heights of Rocky Butte, and I'm pleased to welcome you to another weekly video newsletter. This week I want to talk a little bit about fiscals. One aspect of the legislative process that I haven't talked about yet, I've talked to you about how a concept goes to legislative council where it is drafted into a law that then is discussed. Any amendments that are made to the initial version of a bill also go to legislative council to be drafted and then discussed. But there's another step that I didn't mention that is also very important, and it's particularly important this session, and that's that any bill has to be analyzed for its fiscal impact. There has to be a fiscal impact statement done on it to see just how much it would cost to implement this law. And as you can imagine, given the budgetary crisis that we're under, this is very, very important this session, and it is really dramatically affecting the whole process. We have decided as a House that before any bill can be sent to the floor, the fiscal impact has to be done. And even beyond that, what we are doing is any bills that have any kind of significant fiscal impact, we are holding on to them until later in the session, when we'll then kind of look at them all at the same time and prioritize them and decide which ones to send down to Ways and Means. So it's kind of interesting. Even relatively minor bills, a bill that would set up some kind of task force or a commission, actually does have a price tag attached to it. They can cost $40,000 to $50,000 in staff time and travel expenses, things like that, over the 2-year period. And so, it may cost $40,000 or $50,000, which within our huge budget is not a whole lot, but you add them all up and it becomes significant. So those bills many of them are, they're being talked about, but they're being held on to for final work until, probably for another month anyway. And what's interesting is the way that those fiscals are determined is the Legislative Fiscal Office consults with the department agencies, and those of us who are sponsoring the bills, we try to get the agencies to bring that cost estimate down because, as you can imagine, when a bill comes back to us and it says minimal fiscal impact, that's great. When it says indeterminate fiscal impact, well, we just, that raises a lot of questions. And when it shows a substantial fiscal impact, that's bad news. So that's what I'll leave you with today for this week's video newsletter. Remember, if you have any questions about anything that you read in this newsletter or anything that you hear, please get in touch with us, and I'll see you next week.